Hi, this is Lynn Pryor, and this is just a quick word. Are you looking for some excitement this year? Well, you may be one of the 44% who made New Year's resolutions a few days ago. Or maybe you set some goals or created a 2024 bucket list. And it's not too late to add your bucket list. So let me challenge you to add an adventure to your list. Are you ready? Get your feet wet. See, when the Israelites came to the end of their 40-year vacation in the wilderness, they stood at the bank of the Jordan River. It was time to enter the land promised to them, but first they had to cross the river. Now, don't look at this as a river like the Texan in me views it. Living in West Texas for many years, I crossed a lot of bridges over creeks. We actually pronounced them cricks. But when you cross somewhere, it's like, hey, where's the water? But see, at certain times of the year, rainwater runs off will transform these dry beds into creeks. That is cricks. But most of the time, they were just dusty indentions in the landscape. Well, that's not the case with the Jordan River. In fact, at this time, when the Israelites were standing there, the Jordan was overflowing its banks, and crossing it would not be easy. But God had a plan, and it was an adventurous plan. The Jewish priests were to carry the Ark of the Covenant, which was the presence of God among the people. They were to carry that ark into the Jordan. The waters would part, and the people would cross without getting their sandals wet. It was a beautiful picture. God would go before them and make it possible for them to cross. Cool story, great? But catch this. God didn't part the waters first. The priest had to step into the waters first. This is what it says in Joshua 3. When the people broke camp to cross the Jordan, the priest carried the Ark of the Covenant ahead of the people. Now, the Jordan overflows its banks throughout the harvest season. But as soon as the priests carrying the ark reached the Jordan, their feet touched the water at its edge, and the water flowing downstream stood still, rising up a mass that extended as far as Adam, a city next to Zarethan. The water flowing downstream into the Sea of the Arabah, the Dead Sea, was completely cut off, and the people crossed opposite Jericho. Now, it's easy to cross many a creek in Texas, and it would be just as easy to cross the Jordan River at flood stage if the waters were already parted. But God wouldn't part the water until the priests acted on his word. That's faith, acting on what God says. And these priests were literally stepping out on faith. But for them to experience God's great work, they had to get their feet wet. Well, 2024 can just be another year, or it could be an incredible journey of seeing God work in you and around you. For too many of us, we set our sights on, losing a few pounds, reading more books, taking that trip we've always wanted to take. But I contend we're setting our sights too low. Read God's word. Make this a daily habit. And don't just read it, act on what God says. Do what he calls you to do. Take God at his word and step out in faith. It's a great adventure of trust in the one who holds 2024 in his hands. So get your feet wet. This is Lynn Pryor. I'm glad you joined me for this quick word.